Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm April Honey. Today we're going to be working on a plaza brick path, and I love this one. I think it's really pretty and natural, and it's going to be really cute. So I'm making this in a high contrast so that you can see exactly how it's made to start with, and you can see very clearly because the colors that were chosen are so similar that if I made it in the correct colors, it wouldn't be visible at all. You wouldn't be able to tell what is what. But when you put it down on the ground, it does look so natural and so pretty. So right now, what we're doing is I took the regular color palette and I just used the high contrast original rainbow pattern that's already there for the palette. Now, initially, this code was made in white because it was supposed to be a winter code for a friend's island, and I'm going to put a picture of that right here. If you're interested in using that path in the winter colors, I will go ahead and put a link to that creator code, or not put a link, but I will put that creator code down in the description below. But right now what we're doing is we're setting it up to make fall colors. So I took that winter path that I had made, and originally I did make it in all of those very creamy whites. And what I did was I went and changed the colors to be the high contrast code that I'm making right now. And now I'm copying that original code in this high contrast so that you can see what it looks like, you know, so you can see exactly what pixels I'm putting down. Right after this, we are going to adjust the colors, and they're going to be very, very different. So when the video comes out, I'll go ahead and put the color palette that I did use from left to right down in the description, so you'll be able to copy the colors exactly if that's what you choose to do. The final colors, not these ones. These ones are crazy and they come standard. But if you choose to do that, then you can totally do that. And then as far as all of the details and everything else goes, for those of you who like to copy pixel by pixel, I will go ahead and put screenshots of everything at the very end of the video. So stay tuned to the very end in order to be able to take those. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. If you do like content like this, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I have so many codes that I'm making right now. I'm trying to catch up on my backlog of codes that I make for friends and as requests through my channel and streams and everything. So those are going to be coming out in the next few weeks. So do you see what I mean? The way the color, like once I change the palette, the colors on the palette are so pretty and it looks so natural and worn. And I just wanted a very crumbly, natural edging. It's not usually what you would see with a brick code. Usually that would be more like blocky, but I really liked the way this one kind of ended up against the grass. It just looked really pretty for me. But you can go ahead and feel free to do the edging a different way if that's what you would like to do. I'm only here to offer you suggestions, but you can totally take the base of this idea and then make it your own however you'd like. And I think that would be awesome if you showed me what you did. That being said, right now, all I'm doing is going around the edges and making that crumbly brick. And I'm also creating a little bit of shadow texture on the parts of the path that are like away from the sun, because you would imagine that it would be like raised up a little bit, or there would be grass around it or something. So there would be some shadows cast onto the edges of the brick. And I was just trying to mimic those a little bit. By imagining where my light source is. I do keep my light source the same across all of my patterns, and that would be on the top left. And the reason for that is because I just like consistency. So when I use my own codes, I like to have all of them have like the same light source and similar sort of grass colors and things like that. If you have your own preference, if you want things more green and less yellow, or if you want to use the orange fall leaves instead of the green ones that I'm going to be putting on a little bit later, then that is entirely up to you. You're more than welcome to do that. I'll also put the creator code in the description for this particular code if you are interested in using this code. because I know there's a lot of people who usually ask me in the comments if I would just give them the creator code because they don't want to make it. That's totally fine. That's totally valid. I definitely hear you guys, and I will put that in the description as well. If I'm sounding a little bit congested, it's because I'm fighting allergies right now. It is that time of year. And if I waited for my voice to be right for voiceovers, then I would have to do all of these in the winter. And that's definitely not going to happen. So we're going to be working on the bottom corner piece. This is actually a really easy part of the code. It's not too hard. What I'm doing is I'm looking over at the little easel on the side, and I'm kind of seeing where the AI pixels kind of take me, or what is connecting and what's not connecting, and what the pieces are looking like on that side right there. And I'm just trying to make them look natural. I feel like I need to explain this to you guys, but I get comments a lot about this not being AI, and I don't mean generative AI like ChatGPT. Like, that is called generative AI, but all computer programming is artificial intelligence. It's code that's programmed into any video game software or anything like that. And it's artificial intelligence that's programmed into any type of video game in order to program it to respond to the movements that we're putting into it. AI is literally part of all technology, all software, and all programs. It's not necessarily specific to the kind of like Google AI where you ask questions. The search engine itself was already programmed with AI. So artificial intelligence goes a lot further than generative. And I know that right now we're so used to like the AI, generative AI that comes up on Google and ChatGPT that offers us suggestions and kind of guesses our nuance and things like that. But not all AI looks like that. And I've said AI in reference to these a few times, and that's just because my background is in technology. So when I was talking about it, I was thinking about it from like a programming standpoint, and that's what I would have been doing like way back when in my past. So yeah, it really is like artificial intelligence. It's just not exactly the same as you would think of it nowadays, right? But those of you who have come after me in the last 6 months talking to me about how this doesn't have AI, I'm just letting you know that I'm not talking about the kind of AI that you're thinking about, but it is most definitely artificial intelligence as it stands, and there's really not another name to call it. So there are people who have commented to the commenters who have explained it in depth. I just felt like I needed to put it in the video because it's just something that I get told really often, especially in shorts. After the edging, all I did was make some leaves. And what I like to do is I go around the code itself and I just program in where the leaves are going to go first. I just put that in, just the shapes. And then I go through them afterwards and I shade them in, and I do consider that light source again. And I also put some shadows underneath and behind them so that they look like they're above the ground and not flat and meshed into it. And it just adds a nice little touch. But I really love the way these leaves came out. I did think about doing them in more orangey fall colors. However, I do feel like the more yellowy greenish color that I ended up using just looked a little bit better in this one in particular. You're more than welcome to use any colors that your heart desires. But for me, I just really liked this one. For some reason, I really don't have a great reason. I just thought this one was prettier. It stood out from the brick a little bit better. And you're going to see that right now because we are done. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you so much. This is what it looks like in October. And thank you so much for being here. You could have been anywhere in the entire world and you chose to hang out with me for a little bit of your time. And I appreciate that so much. A special shout out to my teddy grams, my sugar bears, and my sweetest honey bears, who right now are Tanya, Kaylee Games, Emily and JoJo Crosses. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.